Hello, Taurus. This is Camille from Millennial Tarot, and you are tuning in to your September 2018 reading. This is a general reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and of course, any of the personal planets. Before we get started, I wanted to say that I am still doing my $5 summer special up until the end of August, so August 31st. I will be pushing these videos out well within the deadline, so if you want to hurry up and get your reading, just send me an email. It can be up until 11:59 p.m. on the 31st. I got you. So now that that is done, I'm going to leave that info below. Just shoot me an email. We're going to go and see what is going to happen for you. Month of September. We're almost finished with the year. My lovely Taurans. Let's see. One more time. Beautiful, beautiful. Of course, as always, this is a 3-card spread, past, present, future. Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Okay. Got you. So, Taurus. Ooh, look at your bottom of the deck. We're going to talk about that. What we're coming into, the energy setting off this reading, the 10 of Wands. So congratulations, you completed something. And then we move here into Major Arcana Pisces. This is the Moon, setting off the flavors of September. And then we move here back into myself. Feeling myself again, back into it. So, I'm going to talk about these 2 cards. This is your bottom of the deck, so these are additional energies that might come up to say hi. So the 9 and the 10. So briefly, the 10 of Swords is the burden, 10 of Wands is that burden of success card. It's both the burden that comes to achieve the success and the burden that comes now that you have the success. So whatever that success was for you, a partnership, a job, a move, something having to do with your health or your house, it is now requiring of you a little bit more work, a little bit of more taking responsibility and having more authority. How does that look? If you have a relationship now, you have to be accountable for someone else. If you have a better job now, a better position of promotion, you have to be accountable for this new level of work that you have. If you have wanted to have, a different diet, a different fitness plan, a different house, all the things that we want in life require work. And I know you Taurans are very persevering and patient, but have a tendency to kind of just want to sit and relax and to not kind of want to do all that. And so your success is kind of coupled by this feeling of I didn't realize it would, and this is not necessarily hard, but I didn't realize it would be this hard, or I didn't realize it would require this much of me. And this is the 9 of Wands coming up to say hello, which I think is interesting because we go from 9 to 10, and then we have another 9 here. So really in this phase of your life where you are closing the chapter on something, finishing up a goal, finishing up a phase, burning off some karma. That 9 of Wands is like a PTSD card. And then we have the 9 and the 10 here, kind of complementing each other, trying to say, whatever you have achieved or whatever you just have to close your back to, the 10 of Wands doesn't necessarily mean, for many people, it could mean you have the thing or you had to deviate from the thing. So the 10 being the closing of a chapter could mean, okay, now I have to give up on this thing in general. And then here you are seen kind of turning your back to the world, elements of shame, elements I've worked too hard for this, I can't believe it didn't work out, all that stuff. And then the 9 of Wands coming in to show a person who is bothered, show a person who is deeply suspicious of others, showing a person who cannot let their guard down. So Taurus, I want you to relax because this is something that you are bringing upon yourself. Your outward situations are not as dire as they may look, as they may seem to you. Now, whether you've had to close a chapter on something that just is not working out, the Wands cards are cards of action, of effort, of assertiveness. So this is you putting your energy into something. And when Taurus puts their energy into something, it's a big deal because Taurus energy is usually very mellow and come and go. So when you've put all your efforts into one thing, or to one person, or to one relationship, or to one outcome, let's say, whatever that outcome looks like for you, and now you have it, and it's not necessarily how you thought it would be, or now you just don't have it, and you just have to let it go, I want you to give yourself some props for the fact that you work this hard anyway. And then we're going to jump over the moon and end here at the 9 of Pentacles, which is you, which is that Taurus creature comfort. I have my stuff together. I'm back in peace. I'm back in nature, and I'm back in my money. Okay? So if you know that's what's coming for you in September, then you can kind of let yourself off the hook for the work that you've had to been doing recently. So this is the summer work. A lot of people have had to put in extra efforts because the planets have been in retrograde. And retrograde planets, over 5 of them. Some of them are direct now. But when planets are in retrograde, it's inward energy. It's like literally nothing happening out here. So when you try to make efforts for something in your physical world, a new job, a new relationship, health, whatever, a new house, you're up against way more inertia than you thought. So this is that inertia. This is that you coming up against the wall. This is the why is it taking so long. This is the why is that person not doing that. This is I work so hard. Why is this not working out for me yet? So just recognize that this is something that is happening for you, and that's actually happening for and to everybody. There is something to be learned in this journey. Plus, like I said before, congratulations for actually getting to the 10. Congratulations for actually getting to the point where you know where you are and where you stand and what you want to do. Now, whether the where you are is the actual accomplishment of something, and now you just have to work to maintain it, or whether where you are is just saying, I worked hard to get this thing and it just did not work out. That is fine too. And then you just have to pivot into what you think will be worthy of your energy. So the Wands cards are always coming up to show how you are spending your energy, how you're spending your actions, where you are kind of toiling and wrapping yourself around the pole, where are you walking and moving towards in this physical world. And the 9 and 10, shows a story of someone who has been rigid, who has been working very hard, who has been a little bit impatient, a little bit in disbelief that it's taking so long, or that it's happening this way, whatever this way looks for you. But at the end, you do either get the thing in the beginning of September or at the end of August. These are all fluid energies for you. Or someone who is just like, I'm not going to waste my time here anymore. So whatever Taurus category you are in, just give yourself a little bit of peace and a little bit of props for getting to the point where you're at the mountaintop and you can look below and say, do you want this, or do you want to try something else again? And that's kind of what you have to do in September. September is major arcana Pisces, so this is the moon card. So Pisces is a compatible sign with you. We have water and earth. So where you have been spending a lot of your energy, spinning your wheels, if you picture a car, just stepping on the gas, exhaust fumes, just always trying to go somewhere, get something. The moon card kind of sees you a little bit more relaxed. And where you're a Taurus, you're that earth sign, and Wands is fire. So we're talking about scorched earth. We're talking about you're feeling dry. You're feeling like the well has dried up. You feel like you can't go anymore. You feel like you dust storms. You're very not lubricated, and when things are not lubricated, they don't move, or there's just too much friction, and then things get burned. We just think about these things. The moon card is kind of like this healing salve on your mojo. So where you have been just completely on the go, ignoring your self-care, just trying to get this one thing, really trying to get it to work out, and I really am hearing that it's literally just one thing, one person, one outcome, one goal, one job, one paycheck, whatever that one thing is for you that you're just like, come on, why is this taking so long? You either get it or you change your mind about wanting to have it. And then the moon is coming in to say, okay, you made up your mind, you got the 9 and the 10. By the way, underneath all that was the Page of Pentacles, so we have a lot of you coming in, sunny skies coming in. And the moon is saying, take this time in September or half of September, or just, spend half of the time in action or half the time being in the moon, where you are receptive, where you are more attentive to your inner landscapes. You're more attentive to your emotions. Now, the moon card also is things coming out in light that were once kept in the dark. So where you were spending all this energy and trying to make movements and feeling deeply suspicious of others and suspicious of the universe and God, like, why is this taking so long? Why is this happening this way? The moon isn't coming in to reveal something about why your process has been this way. So this is talking about something that's being illuminated, where you can kind of step back and be like, that's why that happened that way, or that's why that person did that, or that's why that person or that thing didn't work out and now I have to do this. And you're going to get more information this month about the efforts that you have spent, during the summer. And if it was the completion of a goal, if it was the big thing, the moon is just going to come in to kind of act as a universal hug, a universal sigh of relief that, okay, now you are where you are supposed to be. And that's Pisces energy, that's the moon, that's kind of going with the flow. There's nothing really going with the flow here. It's really rigid. It's really like, I need it to happen this way. I need that person to act that way. I need this thing to come in this way. And the moon card is more like, okay, well, okay, I guess I'll go over here. I guess so, okay. And just kind of riding the wave of life in that way. The moon card is also deeply feminine. It's an introspective card. So any type of spiritual things, watching these videos, having a nice little crystal collection. Taurus are fond of having beautiful things. Get that going up and let that revive your spirit in a spiritual way, or return to your divine feminine. And divine feminine has nothing to do with whether you're male or female or of another gender. It just means that you have to tap into that internal intuition and just kind of ask questions of yourself and be willing to have them answered by your higher self. So it's more of a spiritual, it's more of a taking time back. You have the 9 and the 10, so you have completed something, so you don't have to complete something and start something all over again. So take September a little bit to rest, to review. Something may come out in the light of the moon that you did not see before that you have to address. So it's all about kind of relaxing and doing something in that pause that is going to then get you to this beautiful 9 of Pentacles. Now here we are again, the 9. Very close to the 10. The 10 is the penultimate goal that any Taurus could have. You guys represented by Pentacles, which is the earth sign. So 9 of Pentacles, really, it just sees you returning to yourself. After you spent a lot of your summer not running up against inertia, feeling burnt out, all these planets in retrograde, all the eclipses, then we have this more peace, fluid, flow, and juicy, magical time that is happening for you in September that then leads you back to yourself. Now, the 9 of Pentacles seen here enjoying herself, enjoying, creature comforts, enjoying a walk in the woods, getting to the place where you can now enjoy the simple things. Taurus is all about, I have this beautiful plant here. Let me just enjoy that. I'm Taurus moon, so I'm Taurus on crack. I'm super Taurus. So it's getting back to a place where you can kind of relax and enjoy yourself. Now, I also want to give the possibility that this 9 of Pentacles means that whatever you were so fighting for here and maybe didn't get, so you're kind of spending September resting and relaxing. So, for example, if you really wanted a person or a dating situation and didn't work out, take time off the dating apps during September, or take time off of this. Or if you really wanted this certain job or studying for this thing or for a certification, you keep not passing a test, September is saying, take the time to rest. When you spend too much of your energy focusing on this one thing, that one thing is like, oh my God, stop looking at me. Stop paying, just stop. And when you turn and you divert very peacefully, very moonfully into a pleasant distraction, which is 9 of Pentacles energy a little bit, that is when that thing works itself out in the background. So you may find that as you're entertaining your moon month, September, of relaxation and receptivity and knowledge that you glean from being by yourself, that is when the thing comes in. That is when the money comes in. That is when the job comes in. That is when you have more harmony with who you're dating. That is when the boyfriend or the girlfriend comes in, or the partner. That is when, you hear back from that job finally. That's when you get the interview. So it's really taking a time to rest, to step back, to see what you can glean from your moon September month and appreciate the efforts that you have put in. Taurus, you really don't appreciate the efforts that you put in ever. You're just always trying to always get more because it makes you feel comfortable. That's the Taurus second house, self-esteem, worth, materialism type of self. So really just, put the brakes on that. Appreciate what you have done. You're a peaceful, beautiful bull animal creature. Just be in peace right now this month. And as you lower your energy there, that is when the energy for the thing that you want, or the thing that you thought you want, then comes back to you in a surprising way. And it comes back to you with almost no effort. Because you spent all this effort here trying to get it and trying to, And now in September, you're like, you know what? Okay. And then you wake up on October 1st, you're like, oh my God, it came. Oh my God. And that's what's going to happen for you. And I like how the Page of Pentacles made a little appearance. So, new beginnings happening at the end of September. Should you take a time to have peace, clarity, let some information come in, to not spin your wheels, and to accept, where you are in your journey, whether you've had to close the door on something or whether you have the thing now and you just have to work with it and what it looks like for you. So it's also, some Taurus may have gotten the thing and then you got it and you're like, oh, I didn't know that it would be like this, And then kind of taking the moon time, taking September to rest, relax, and reflect, and then you'll be surprised about how the universe doubles over for you in its own efforts to give you this beautiful ending here. 9 of Pentacles. So, Taurus, this has been my reading for you. Hope that you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you need something more insightful into your personal information, personal life, and situation, I'm one email away. $5 up until the end of August. So that's August 31st. But until then, I will see you in October and enjoy your September. Bye.